Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris, and today I wanted to talk about Walmart and its decision earlier this week to end the sale of handgun ammunition and short barrel rifle ammunition, and also end the sale of handguns in Alaska, which before the announcement earlier this week was the last state that Walmart was selling handguns in at its stores. And they're going to continue to sell hunting rifles and shotguns and the ammunition that is associated with those kind of firearms. But no more handgun ammunition, no more short barrel rifle ammunition. And if you live in the state of Alaska, you will no longer be able to buy a handgun from Walmart after their supplies run out. And in this video, I'm going to give you guys my opinion on the matter and what my thoughts are. If you guys agree or disagree with me, hey, that's fine. Comment below what you guys think. But my opinion, as someone who owns quite a bit of firearms, has been around guns pretty much all my life, and has a concealed carry permit. And I also believe that us as human beings have the right to defend ourselves from someone who, from anyone who wants to do us bodily harm. And I think, but at the same time, I also think that Walmart, as a private corporation, has the right to sell and not to sell whatever they so choose, as long as it's within the confines of the law. And they have a right to not sell handgun ammunition if they so choose, or 223s or 5.56 ammo. That's their decision to do so. And I see a lot of people who are getting upset with Walmart, like, oh, they're idiots, they're just trying to cave to the left and blah 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 blah. But hey, at the end of the day, I don't buy ammunition at all from Walmart or any stores at all, because it's way cheaper to buy it online. And you also have to remember that last month at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, there was a mass shooting. And Walmart is doing this in response to the mass shooting that happened at one of their stores. Now, my opinion on mass shootings is that, yeah, it's a problem, but at the same time, mass shootings aren't even more than 1 or 2% of the homicides that occur in our country. Most of it is just it's a lot of it's gang violence and violence related to drugs and stuff like that. But it's like a lot of people are so scared of these AR-15s and these assault rifles because they hear about them in the news, and that's what people who are doing these mass shootings are using. But most homicide deaths in this country are being used, or they're being committed with handguns, like pistols, revolvers. People will buy like a little cheap $100 revolver, go kill somebody, and then go ditch it or whatever. It's people aren't going around with AKs and ARs shooting up people, unless it's like some crazy white kid from the suburbs who wants to go spray up a school or something. It just doesn't happen that often. And you're more likely to be, if you are a victim of a homicide, then it's more likely to be with a handgun. So it is what it is. But at the same time, if someone wants to go spray up a school, I mean, what do you do to prevent that? I mean, there's so many guns in this country. How can you prevent someone who's that crazy to want to go do something like that? And it's a really tough question that I don't have an answer for. I mean, I'm moderate on the the gun debate. I believe that we have a right to have most kinds of guns, like pistols, and if someone wants to buy an AR-15, I think that's fine, or like a 30 round magazine. I have a 32 round magazine for my Glock, and I think that should be legal. I think that's perfectly fine. And but I do think that the way that we prevent guns from getting in the hands of criminals is by making it so anytime you buy a gun, it's like buying a car, where the title ownership of that gun is tied to your name. And if you want to transfer ownership of that gun, it's like transferring ownership of a car. And I think that most of the guns that end up in the hands of criminals, at least from what I've seen, coming from an urban area and knowing a lot of people who are in the streets. It's just people without felonies buy guns and they sell them to people with felonies for a profit. That's the way that most guns end up in the hands of criminals. And it's very hard to trace where those guns are coming from because there's no like national database of who owns what guns. And I mean, I believe that's one route we can go to, you know, prevent a lot of guns ending up in the hands of criminals. But I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and it is what it is, but that's just my opinion. And I'm perfectly fine with Walmart wanting to stop the sale of certain kinds of ammunition types. That's their right to do so. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and have a nice night. Peace.